For today's wonderful recipe, we started with 3 pounds of chuck roast, the perfect cut of meat for a great tender roast. Then I added in about half cup of broth. I used chicken broth that was in my fridge, so that's what I went with. And then we did 1 tablespoon of rosemary, one of the most important, fabulous ingredients I think you can use for a good roast. And then we went with a tablespoon of onion powder and then some smoked paprika, a little bit of spice and smoky flavor, and we're doing about a teaspoon of paprika. You can do as much or as little as you like. Now we're doing some coarse garlic flakes right on top of there. I love the garlic flavor, it's just perfect for a good cut of meat. Some fresh ground black pepper, and we're doing a couple teaspoons of that. Add some more spice. I like to make this a little bit spicy, not too much. It's not going to be super hot like more of a Mexican dish, but just perfect. And then some coarse sea salt. This is going to be a crucial ingredient for a good roast. It's going to add extra flavor and tenderize that meat a little bit as it cooks. And this dish is so cool because what goes in the crock pot tastes just like what's in the crock pot. Most of the time, if you put all the ingredients together in there, some people complain that everything that goes in there together, your vegetables, your potatoes, your meat, all taste the same. So we're going to solve that problem. And we're going about 4 to 5 slices of garlic clove right on top.
That was so simple, right? So now we're gonna go on low for 8 hours, get this baby nice and tender and moist and juicy. When we get towards the end, we're gonna go on to the next step to put this whole meal together. It's gonna be awesome.
Next ingredients are gonna be 1 bag of baby carrots. So I'm gonna go right inside a bowl. These are cleaned already, and then I'm gonna take extra virgin olive oil. I'm gonna dribble 2 tablespoons or so of olive oil right over top of those baby carrots. And then we're gonna go with a little bit of cinnamon. I think cinnamon is an awesome ingredient and herb to use on top of those carrots. It just mixes together with that flavor. And then some pepper. Those carrots have a little bit of that sweet tinge to them, so by adding some pepper and some cinnamon, it's gonna be a cool combination of sweet and spicy and sweet. Something I think is a really fun flavor to work with that just makes a dish extra special and pop, no doubt. So we're gonna mix those all up perfectly, make sure every one of those ingredients is perfectly distributed throughout. Then we're gonna switch this out once we put it onto our air fryer pan. So I'm just gonna pour my carrots over there. Then we wanna get them all spread out. So once they're in the air fryer, they're gonna cook nice and evenly and perfect flavors. There we go, we're all set there. Next ingredient, some delicious potatoes. Now I use both red potatoes and gold potatoes, and I cut them into some smaller chunks. Then we're gonna bring that olive oil back in. I'm using extra virgin here, but you can use whatever kind you prefer. We're gonna go a couple more tablespoons, about 4 tablespoons there, because we have more potatoes than we did the carrots, and then some more of that fresh ground black pepper. Again, do this to taste. I want you to make this recipe your own so it tastes absolutely perfect, as wonderful and fantastic as it can for you. And then some more of that rosemary. We're gonna go just a couple teaspoons of rosemary. Love rosemary potatoes, and that's the flavor we're gonna create here in the air fryer, just like some of your favorite recipes. I used to love Kenny Rogers roasters, and these just remind me of the recipe he would use for his delicious potatoes. And then some garlic powder. We're going to add a couple teaspoons of fine garlic powder, and finally some fine ground iodized sea salt. We're going to go about a tablespoon of that sea salt, and then again we want to mix it all up. Make sure we get all those seasoning spices and flavors perfectly distributed and mixed all around, covering each and every little bite of those potatoes. It's going to be so fantastic. They're coming together just perfectly. What a nice dish this is going to be once it all ties together. So the dish is going to have some awesome juicy protein from that roast, the beta carotene, lutein fiber from the carrots with a little bit of sweet and spice, and then the potatoes, just that hearty, delicious potato taste that's hard to beat with all those flavors. So I'm going to get it on my air fryer pan, and then all these flavors are going to come together beautifully once we put them into one dish after they're all cooked separately.
Don't these look so fantastic? They smell just as good as they look. We gotta go in the air fryer now for about 18 minutes total. We're gonna go 9 minutes on one side, then we're gonna kind of flip them a little bit, and then we're gonna go 9 minutes on the other side.
All right, it's been 8 hours. Look how beautiful that roast looks. Now, first thing we're gonna do is pour our juice out into a separate bowl. Our au jus is what we're gonna have here. This is gonna be great because now you have this in a bowl to use with whatever other dishes in your house you might wanna create and combine it with. It's a great flavor you can use in so many different ways. And then after we get that juice out of there, let's get the most important part, that beautiful chuck roast, into our casserole dish. So we're gonna very carefully get a nice big spoon or spatula, serving spoon, because it's gonna be so tender it might fall apart as you pull it out. We're trying to keep it all together. Look at that, just beautiful. We got those garlic pieces on top. Fantastic. And now the potatoes, so crispy. They came out perfect. Nice crisp on the outside. It's gonna give us a little bit of crunch, but still soft and tender on the inside. I can just smell the rosemary. It's fantastic. I can't wait to get this all put together so I can get to the taste test. And this is gonna be an extra special one. So wonderful. See, if you do the potatoes in the crock pot, you never get that same texture to them. And now the carrots came out perfect, nice and soft, and very well cooked. Just what we wanted. Let me be careful so I don't spill any of these. So all the flavors are going to be nice and wonderful and original to themselves. Not mixed all together, but when you put them in the dish, it's easy to serve this way. All right, time to get my piece. Let me get a fork, knife, get a nice slice here. Let's see how it looks inside. Ah, wonderful. Nice and well cooked, just how you guys like it. I know you love your meat fully cooked through, just like we got it. Let me get this on the plate. Be very careful. And some of those potatoes, and let's get the carrots too. Make sure we get a bite of each of these to try them all out. Let's not forget about that au jus that we put aside. So I want to get that. Put a few tablespoons to make sure the meat is as juicy as can be.
Now this one we've been literally waiting all day for, about 8 hours. Everything came out perfect. As you can see, it smells so wonderful and it's so tender. We cut it right with the fork. This is so great. Let me get some carrots to make mom happy. Just perfect, so soft. You guys gotta try this.